Hi guys, welcome back to Guru Beauty. Today I am doing a review on the Dior Skin Air Flash Foundation. Now this is one that has been available overseas. It has been available in Australia before, but they took it off the market a while ago and it's been impossible to find. Because of the aerosol hazmat part of this product, it's also been very difficult to even order online. I was passing by a David Jones counter the other day and saw they have been re-released onto the Australian market. You can pick them up widely at any Dior counter. They retail for $84 each and it is a spray foundation. You're getting 70 mils of product in here. I like the packaging, it's nice and light. It is made in Italy and I like that the nozzle is adjustable. It is available in 4 shades, 100, 200, 300 and 400. There are more shades available on the international market. I, for reference, in the shade 300, so if you are darker skinned, you're going to have issues finding a colour match for this foundation. There are different methods for applying this foundation. Dior says you shake the can vigorously. It has got a shake ball in there, you can hear it, and you hold it 30 centimeters away from your face and you give yourself a spray. Now depending on how hard you press on the nozzle, you'll get more or less product coming out. So it is controllable there, which is fantastic. I will tell you, if you hold it any closer or if you spray hard, you will get too much product on your face. It also will stick to the fine hairs on your face if you do hold it too close or put too much on at once, and you will need a brush or a sponge on hand just in case you need to blend the product out and really perfect it. This product is known very well for providing a flawless kind of airbrushed look without having to have the airbrush equipment. The coverage is anything from a light to medium with one thin layer right through to a full coverage foundation. It really doesn't cake at all. It's a beautiful product that gives a lovely finish. If you are particularly oily skinned, you will need an oil control primer underneath, and I also would suggest setting with a powder and touching up with a powder throughout the day. So I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to show you how I put on the product, what it looks like going on, how I apply it. I'll also show you how it lasts throughout the day, and then I'll be back to finish it off. Okay, so I've prepared my skin already with toner, serum, and then as a bit of a primer and hydrator, I have also used the Illamasqua Hydra Veil. I find that's a really nice base to pop under everything. And while it's not great for oil control because of that, because it's pretty neutral there, I thought it would be a good one to pop under the Dior Skin Air Flash Foundation to give you an accurate first impression. You'll notice that I have something around my hairline. I am going to show you the technique that Dior says to use when you're applying this Air Flash Foundation, and you are at risk of getting it on your clothes, on your floor, counter, wherever you are, as well as around your hair. So I have just been sure to place this band around my hairline. I'll make sure I'm not covering too much skin there, but I also don't want to get too much on my hair. First thing you need to do, shake it vigorously. Then holding about 30 centimeters away from your face, you can control the amount of spray by how hard you press down on the nozzle. I'm going to spray it in a downward sort of direction, which is in line with the way that my little fine hairs grow on my face. And I'll do a circular type pattern. You'll see me do it. We'll see what it looks like with one light layer, and then we'll add more as we need. Okay, so I've just sprayed one layer, and I noticed that when I don't spray as much foundation, I get less adhering to and highlighting all the fine hairs on my face. What I've got is a very natural finish on my face. I have got more even coverage, probably a light to medium coverage there with one light layer, and I wouldn't need to use a brush or sponge for that. So for this purpose, if you're after a nice light to medium coverage, just one light spray on your face, you can pretty much just spray and go. That's fantastic. The Dior lady said that you don't need to set it with a powder. You can set it with a powder, but what I really want to stress at this point with one light layer is how natural it looks. It just looks beautiful. It doesn't look necessarily matte. It doesn't look terribly glowy. I'm sure that that would change throughout the day. I am going to add another light layer and we'll see how we go in terms of coverage, what it adds there. What I see when I look in the mirror is slightly more coverage. I would say that this is now getting to the fuller side of medium, and I can just see a few little hairs that are highlighted by the foundation sticking to it. So I would use slightly damp sponge or brush just to dab that in and make sure that everything's sort of sitting nicely. This amount of coverage after that second light layer would probably be ideal for me for everyday use. I am going to add one more light layer just to see how full we can get it and to see how, you know, whether we can cake up. It really does just disappear on your skin. You really don't see it. So this very fine spray means that you're applying light, thin layers of makeup that do even out and provide coverage that's buildable, and it's not caking. At least upon application, that's definitely what I'm seeing. Natural finish, great coverage. I'll try one more light layer. I do see a few fine little peach fuzzy hairs that are highlighted with that makeup. So really, really lightly. I don't want to take off any product with this sponge. I would consider it a pretty decent full coverage at this point, but there are still a few little spots, you know, freckles, pigmentation that show through. It wouldn't be a guru foundation review if I didn't do a little bit of spot layering as well. So I have sprayed a little bit onto my hand. This is how some of you will prefer to apply this foundation in the first place, spraying it on your hand or a surface or a palette and using a brush or a sponge to apply it. That's absolutely fine. So I'm just going to dab that area with a only very, very, very slightly damp sponge, and I'm just going to spot correct here. And that does add just that little bit of extra coverage there to those spots. They often say that thin layers are the secret to adding coverage without cakiness, and I think that this foundation definitely does that very well. My pores look, probably if I had to decide, look better with this foundation than not. They don't look absolutely perfect. My skin does look natural. The finish is not too matte, it's not too dewy upon application. It looks beautiful. It's gradually added coverage all over my face, and it's a beautiful finish right now. So I'm going to pop on the rest of my makeup and I'll be back to let you know where we are before we start out the day. Okay, so it's about an hour after I've applied the Dior Skin Air Flash foundation. I have finished the rest of my makeup, of course, and I've added some other products to my face, all of them kind of creams. I think you definitely could put powder over this, absolutely no problem. I just wanted to keep it to creams today. I've used the bronzer shade of the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate just to very lightly contour. I've used the Shimmering Skin Perfector with SPF 25 from Becca. This one's in Moonstone. So you can see I've got additional shimmer here on my cheekbones, Cupid's bow, around the bridge of my nose as well. And then I have also used a cream blush. Today I'm using the NYX cream blush in the shade Natural on my cheeks as well as on my lips. So you can see I've got a little bit more dew, but overall I think I could say that it does look a little bit dewier now an hour later, not just where I've applied the highlighter, but not too dewy. It certainly doesn't look like an oil slick an hour into it, which is great. It just looks like natural, healthy, glowing skin. And so that's how it looks for now on my combination to oily skin without a particular oil control primer. I'll be back at the end of the day to let you know how it's worn. Okay, so it's now over 12 hours since I applied the Dior Skin Air Flash foundation. I apologize for the lighting. I cannot get this nighttime bathroom lighting right, but the foundation has worn beautifully throughout the day. I have reapplied my highlighter and my cream blush, but hopefully you can see that the foundation still just has a beautifully natural but luminous finish. I've still got coverage over 12 hours on, and there's absolutely no cakiness. So despite the fact that I was in and out of air conditioning and a 30-something degrees Celsius day, I haven't got cakiness anywhere around like the creases in my eyebrows, around my nose where it can sometimes collect with certain foundations. It's worn beautifully. So as far as how this wears throughout the day, even with 3 thin layers and the sponge spot application, this definitely gets a huge thumbs up. I feel like my skin looks just as good now as it did when I first applied the foundation. So my pores do look actually really smooth. So I got the chance to see this in different lights, in different mirrors throughout the day, and it is a beautiful finish to the skin. My pores looked beautiful. I looked like I had a healthy, radiant glow from within all day. And of course I've still got that lovely coverage. It's a beautiful color match for me actually. I really enjoyed this foundation today. Now when I did come back to my bathroom after filming the initial application part of this video, I will say that I realized after I'd moved a couple of things on my counter that my entire counter surface needed a clean. So that can be said about the spray technique for this foundation. It will make a mess in your bathroom. Obviously you do not wear your outfit outfit before you spray it. Obviously you take precautions to make sure it doesn't go in your hair. And another limiting factor about this spray foundation, of course, is that you can't put your eye makeup on first and then apply your foundation after that. Of course you can still put your concealer on over the top after you put your eye makeup on, but it definitely determines the order that foundation needs to go first in your makeup application. Look, it really just comes down to the fact that it's a very expensive foundation. I really think it performs beautifully. I think it wears beautifully. It just comes down to, do you want to spend $84 on a foundation? That's not cheap, it's not small change, but I am so glad I've tried this out. It definitely would be up there with some of my favorite foundations based on how it's performed today. So there you have it. That is my impression of the Dior Skin Air Flash foundation. It is a favorite of mine already. I love it. Many people are concerned though about the wastage that they feel they're getting. When you're spraying a foundation, you just kind of get the impression that there's droplets of foundation going all over the place. It can also be messier to use. I also have tried spraying it directly onto my hand, using a brush or a sponge to apply it, and I find that it's a pretty similar coverage, but the beauty of this product is that you really can get this done in a very short amount of time by spraying it. So just practice holding it far enough away and also lightly spraying. I think the perfect application secret for this product is holding it far enough away and applying it in thin enough layers that you can slowly build, but it is a very fast product to use. Some people, because of the cost of this product, reserve it for very special occasions. I would also turn it around a little bit and consider reserving this for when you're really, really hurried in the morning. If you've got 10 seconds to put on your makeup, I would spray this on, I'd do mascara, run out the door with lip gloss, and you're done. You know, I really think that this is a beautiful product, but it will set you back a fair chunk of money. Sephora has come out with a very similar product and it's very, very well reviewed. It is hazmat, so we will have issues getting that over here, probably even from companies like Taraz, because it's aerosol. Sally Hansen has an airbrush leg spray. I'm not sure how similar that one is going to be. The color is probably going to be your greatest challenge. If you deem the Sally Hansen airbrush legs to be safe enough for your face, and I'm not going to comment, I'm not sure that it is. They do specify that it's for legs, so I'm not sure how safe it is for your face. I haven't looked into the ingredients, but if you wanted to give that a try, I think that the biggest problem would be a color match with the Sally Hansen. Those colors can be weird and freaky. But that being said as well, with the Dior Air Flash foundation, you do only have 4 colors to choose from. Definitely test it at the counter, see how you go with that. But you know, if you do have $84 to drop on a foundation, this is a beautiful one. I haven't used the full can, so I'm not sure how long it's going to last me. A really natural, beautiful, luminous finish that's not too dewy. This is great for an anti-aging product. It's kind of smoothing. It does sort of blend out, blur out imperfections on your face, and I think that most of you, if you have the $84 to spend, would actually probably quite enjoy this product. So that's sort of where I stand on this product. It's very expensive, but a very nice one. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your opinion down below. I'd love to hear from you. Have a great day, and we'll see you again really soon. Bye.